Hello and welcome. Today we are going to talk about the academic paragraph. What would you say if I asked you, what is a paragraph? You might say it's a group of ideas that explain a topic and starts with a capital letter and ends in a period. And I would say it's a good definition. However, if we want to write an excellent paragraph, that's not the only thing that we have to keep in mind. And today we are going to work on its organization. So for that, we are going to start with its three main parts. A paragraph should have a topic sentence, a body, and a concluding sentence. And in order to see this more clearly, we are going to read this paragraph. As you can see, I have used colors to identify these three parts. The title is The Case for Banning Mobile Phones in Schools. Mobile phones should be banned in schools due to their significant potential to distract students from learning. Firstly, the constant notifications from social media, text messages, and various apps can divert students' attention away from their lessons, leading to decreased focus and retention of information. For instance, a student who receives a text during a lecture may feel compelled to check their phone, interrupting not only their own learning, but also distracting peers nearby. Secondly, the temptation to use mobile phones for non-educational purposes, such as playing games or browsing the internet, can undermine the educational environment. Research has shown that even brief periods of distraction can result in diminished academic performance, making it crucial for schools to create a focused atmosphere conducive to learning. To conclude, by eliminating mobile phones from the classroom, schools can enhance students' concentration, ultimately fostering a more effective learning experience. In this paragraph, you can see, as I told you, the three elements. The topic sentence is the first idea that you see in red. The body has different sentences. Some are colored in blue, others in black. Later, I will explain why. And finally, we have the concluding sentence again in red. So now we're going to see how these different parts are formed and what kind of information I should include in each one of them. Let's start with the topic sentence. The topic sentence is the main idea of the paragraph. It should be formed by the topic of the paragraph, that is, the theme, what you're going to talk about in that paragraph, and a controlling idea. What is that? Controlling idea is a phrase or a clause that limits or narrows down what you're going to say about that topic. Because in a paragraph, you cannot include all kind of information to develop that topic. Otherwise, if it is very wide and you have to explain a lot of things about it, then you will have to write an essay. So, as we can see, the topic of this paragraph is banning mobile phones in schools. And the controlling idea is a reason or a cause why that should be done. In this case, I have presented the controlling idea in yellow due to their significant potential to distract students from learning. And all the ideas that you're going to include in your body should be connected to this phrase. Okay, we are going to continue and then we are going to see the body. In the body, you can see two ideas in blue. They are the main supporting ideas. What does it mean? They are statements or reasons that are going to help you to analyze or evaluate the topic sentence. And as I said, they should be connected to the controlling idea. If you remember well, our controlling idea says that telephones should be banned, the mobile phones should be banned in school because they affect the attention of the students. They distract them. And if we read the two main supporting ideas in blue, we can see that they say why or how. Okay, so let's see the first one. Firstly, the constant notifications from social media, text messages, and various apps can divert students' attention away from their lessons, leading to decreased focus and retention of information. So here we have the aspect of concentration and what happens when the students receive those messages because they want to check them. And then we have the example. A student who receives a text during a lecture may feel compelled to check their phone, interrupting not only their own learning, but distracting peers nearby. And here we have more specific details to give more arguments and to explain that main supporting idea. What kind of information can we include in the details? Examples, as we have in here, research. We can include quotes or references that we have read, and we can even include the author who says that, and that gives credibility to your paragraph. So we have said examples, research, references, statistics, descriptions. The paragraph has to have substance. It's like a hamburger. If you have a hamburger with tomatoes, cheese, your mayonnaise, ketchup, your meat, etc., you might enjoy that burger even more than if you had only the meat. The same happens with the paragraph. We have to add substance, and that's the way we can do it. Then we have another idea in blue. Why another idea in blue? Because it's connected to the controlling idea, the fact of distraction, but in a different way. In the first supporting idea, we see the distraction and how concentration is affected when students receive messages. But now let's read this one. Secondly, the temptation to use mobile phones for non-educational purposes, such as playing games or browsing the internet, can undermine the educational environment. And that's true. The students can feel the necessity of checking the phone while they are in class. And then we have the detail. Research, did you see, it's the other strategy that I told you about. For the first main supporting idea, we had an example. For the second main supporting idea, we had information taken from research. Research has shown that even brief periods of distraction can result in the diminished academic performance, making it crucial for schools to create a focused atmosphere conducive to learning. And with this, you really analyze and explain the topic sentence. And this paragraph has a good body. 2 points to take into consideration. First, how many main supporting ideas can we include? 2 or 3 will be appropriate. Second, I didn't tell you before, but the controlling idea helps me to keep the unity in the paragraph. What does it mean? That all the ideas that I include have to be connected to that controlling idea. And as we can see here, they both explain how students are distracted if they use their mobile phones. And that's one reason to ban it at school. school or to ban them at school. Imagine that we included something connected to cheating using the mobile phones. That paragraph would lack unity because it's not related to what we said in the controlling idea. That's not connected to distracting students. That's a different one. That could be a good point for another paragraph. And I'm going to finish this part pointing out the connectors. As you can see, I highlighted them in purple. For the main supporting ideas, if you are starting to write academic paragraphs, you can use these two, which are easy to remember. Firstly and secondly. I would recommend using these connectors firstly and secondly instead of first or second, because these ones are more formal. And you can see that also we have for instance, because it introduces an example. So it's very important to keep in mind what kind of connectors we are going to use, because they will help to keep coherence in your paragraphs. Now we are going to continue with the concluding sentence. Okay. The concluding sentence is formed by concluding connectors and a summary or paraphrasing of the paragraph. As you can see, we have to conclude to start it, but this is not the only one. We can have in conclusion, to summarize, briefly. Those are connectors or linking words that you can use to finish your paragraph. And then if we read the rest of the idea, by eliminating mobile phones from the classroom, schools can enhance students' concentration, ultimately fostering a more effective learning experience. So this one is paraphrasing the body of the paragraph and reinforcing the idea that they should be banned because they don't help and they affect the learning process. Now, with this, we finish the explanation about the organization of an academic paragraph. Now, I would like to give you a challenge. Why don't you write a paragraph explaining why mobile phones should not be banned at school? Because I know that you love your phones. Okay, with this, we finish the session today, and I hope we meet soon again. Bye-bye.